Well, welcome to another video of the DKS group. So as I said in the little intro on the social media, on the buttons, this video is going to be slightly different. Now, we've been really busy this week and I'm going to give you a little bit of a roundup, but I'm also going to give you quite a few top tips. Now, as I said, we've spoken to our consultant friends, our coaches, our Reiki healer, our spiritual practitioner. And it still comes down to some of the clients that we're working with, some of the Zoom calls, some of the networking we were doing before lockdown. And the way of coming through this lockdown is going to be a mindset. What are you doing? You've got another opportunity. This is lockdown 2 here in the UK. So it's a second opportunity to reprogram your mind, create a new environment, a new culture for either you and your team, or create a new behaviour for you to develop, to grow from where you are to where you want to be. And you're going to go to me, hand down, this is a lockdown, this is a pandemic, an epidemic. Well, this is about you looking in the mirror and understanding where you are now, the differences and the changes and the behaviour you can change, the self-limiting beliefs to be where you want to be. So let's take sport. Sport, at the end of the day, most of the championships have finished. It's the end of the season. Yes, I know our cousin is racing the German touring cars this weekend, and then that's done. We've got a BSB and we've got a British touring car race still to do. But at the end of the day, end of the season, the majority of the athletes we look after have finished. They're done either through injury with little Ryan, or they've come to the end of their season. Now they're looking at it as a clean break. It's Christmas, it's the winter break. They've now got to refocus. They've got to get over the injuries. They've got to start planning for next year. For them, in theory, it's no different. It's a winter break. It's a time to adapt, to re-heal, to get ready for next season. And it's about planning for next season, working out what they've done this year, learning on those results to where they want to be in the future. No different for them. The business development is slightly different. Now, obviously, that's about a mindset. Things have altered here in the UK. Can your business alter? Can you adapt your business to alter in this environment that we've got? Click and collect. Can your business stay open? Is there a way of developing? Now, I just posted recently, I was lucky enough, I went out, got a Costa coffee, and I plugged them because I think they did really well. The lady was an upselling queen. First thing she said was, do you want any pastries? Do you want a Danish? Do you want something with that? No, not this morning. Oh, do you want that as a large? Actually, you know what? Yes, I'll do. Upselling all the time. Now, I talk about this, that the owners and the bosses need to make a difference to their staff. You create an environment for your staff to flourish. Well, if you've got that mindset that we now need to grow and adapt, we need to go back to our staff, missing out the filters and understand what's happening on the shop floor, understanding how we support our staff. Some of your staff will now be working from home. We're working on the laptops from home. Spend time to give them a phone call. The list leads me on to something else that I think I really need to address. DKS is privileged to work with a lot of solo entrepreneurs, a lot of new startups, a lot of new businesses, people that have decided they don't want to do that, they want to make a difference, they want to make a change. And obviously that's incredibly brave, but it's incredibly juggling. You've got lots of balls in there, you've got the family you've now got from working at home, you might have the kids come in. And at the end of the day, you've got to take time and you've got to say in some cases, no. Because there's a lot coming in. People are going to make demands of your time and you've got to take a step back and just breathe. Everything should have a plan and a focus. And lots of small businesses, lots of entrepreneurs, solo entrepreneurs are struggling more than ever because people are now at home making demands on them. I want this done, I want this done, I want this done. Whoa, just take a step back, write the diary down, plan what you're going to do. Don't make promises you can't deliver. And if all else fails, and like I've told one of my clients, put your prices up. And they've gone, whoa, and whoa, no, put your prices up because the people that want you will still pay for you. Okay, you're going to go, that's a bit weird. It's about changing your behaviour. It's about changing your mindset. This is lockdown number 2. So as far as I'm concerned, the other coaches, the other consultants, it's a chance now to have another go at changing, another go at adapting, thinking outside the box, which is what us at DKS are really good at, trying to see where the future's going to go, trying to think outside the box and make a difference. Now I'm going to take you back to that little comment I said about the Costa coffee. I spend a lot of time going to golf courses and shooting venues and grounds and activity centres. She was able to upsell. She was upselling something very simple, a Danish or a larger coffee. Well, you know, normally I don't refuse a Danish. I've been to golf courses. Now in this weather, 9 times out of 10 you're not allowed a buggy, you know, one of these driving buggies. But you might have a trolley, or you might need to hire a trolley. So this is where, if you've trained your staff properly, they will say to the person carrying today, would you like a trolley? Would you like a bottle of water? Have you got enough teas? Do you want a Mars bar or something to take round with you? All of a sudden you've upsold 1, 2, 3, done. When you go to some of the shooting venues that aren't assisted by me, much the same. Do you want somebody to come out and press the buttons for you, you know, launch these clay targets in the air? Do you want somebody to come out and help you? Yeah, that's a few pence a clay more, or that's a particular price. Constantly upselling, constantly thinking outside the box of how to bring the customers in, how to give them a good experience. And you're going to go, and most of these have shut down. You're right, they have. Now, how do we make a difference? How do we think outside the box? Well, the hairdressers that we've been working with have been taking lots of images of all the styles and stuff they've done, and they're now reposting them. Brilliant to have this client in, we'll see you in a few weeks, brilliant. Now taking appointments online. They're now selling vouchers, they're now selling products and equipment. Brilliant. One of the auction houses we're dealing with now put them online. So they're now bringing stuff in, people can drop stuff off, and they're taking that and they're photographing it, and they're still going to be doing an online sale, click and collect, which is still allowed. So it's about thinking outside the box, making a difference and making a change. You as a person can look in the mirror and go, where do I want to be? Law of attraction says it's got to feel good, look good and sound good. We get that. So where do you personally want to be? What are you doing to develop that theory, that ethos, that mindset of going, I'm here, I want to go there. Now, we know the world is changing. We know that it's changing massively. We're not going to get into the sub-politics of whether it's a good idea, whether it's changing. It's as simple as that. We now have to adapt, not just our businesses, but our minds and our ethos. We've got to work with what we've got. There's no point forcing the system. It's not really going to happen. Bottom line is, take what you've got, look in front of the mirror and go, how can I adapt? How can I change? What do I want to change into? And obviously, you know, here I'm up in Norfolk, the little office is there. Toy's now parked up on the tarmac. I can't go back to the office down in Essex. They're virtually closed. Horse transport, no events going. The only thing they are lucky with is that they've got contracts with most of the major vets. So if there is an emergency call out, they will still go. But they're in their bubble, and I've got to leave them to it. I'm in my bubble up here with what I do with the people I get on with. But it comes back to a very, very simple thing. I want you to start thinking about you. I want you to think about where you are, what you're doing and what you're going to achieve. Are you putting a little bit of money away? Now, I'll talk about that. And it's something I've done with a friend's goddaughter. £1 a week, you know, £52 by the end of the year, which is brilliant. Or you can say, I'm going to do £1 for the first week, £2 for the second week, £3 for the third week, £4 for the fourth week. That gets you up to, at the end of the year, if you can do that all the way through as an adult, £1,600–1,700 ready for Christmas. Whoa, that's just paid for, you know, for a holiday or a Christmas. What else can you do? Now, I know one of my good friends, and I'll give you a link to her, is doing a lifestyle makeover. She's a lifestyle makeover consultant, and she takes what you've got in your wardrobe as your shop, lays it all out on the bed, lays it all out, has a look at it, mix and matches, works out what you can reuse as a woman. She's pretty phenomenal because women tend to buy a lot of clothes, so I've found out over the years. So she's there. My little Reiki practitioner is constantly flat out. More Zoom calls and more networking calls than she's ever had, 4 or 5 a day, because people want to find their inner strength, their inner purpose and go, right, where am I going? I'm an NLP practitioner, I do psychology, I work with people's minds. Go into businesses normally and say, right, what are you doing? Where do you want to be? What solutions can we create? But we create them from where you are. It's about your pathway, your future. Now, my social media coach is inundated with work at the moment. People are going, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do, and she's had to just take a step back. And she's helping me as much as I'm helping her. Just that little step back to understand what she's doing, how she's doing it, and where she wants to be. Now, I need you to understand that. DKS is amazing. and I'm proud to be part of it. I'm a director of it. We got transport, we got sport, we got business, and we got coaching. And it's about taking you from where you are to where you want to be. We create solutions with you for you and your business to grow. Now we need to do that by understanding your mindset, understanding who you are, what you're saying, what you're doing, the way you're walking, if you want your business to grow. So this is version 2, another opportunity to start putting to plans in. We're coming up to Christmas, we've just had fireworks, it's Remembrance Day. So we're going to come through this lockdown and we've got to adapt. We've got some self-limiting beliefs, oh I don't want that. We've got to look through them and we've got to go with what's important to us in our heart. Right, where do I want to be? What do I want to do? How does success look to you? How does the future look to you? The way you want it to look, not the way it might be, but the way you want it to be. Start telling the story right. So in a quick roundup, sports guys and girls, they're phenomenal. They're using it as a winter break. Yes, there's some bits and pieces we need to do, and I'm going to do a video very shortly on the sports athletes, what we're going to do for their sponsorship, their support, their partners going forward. We've had a chat with our lovely Carl Ford, who's the accountant. He's going to put a video out telling you more benefits that you can do as a business investing in sports. So as far as the sports guys are concerned and girls, not a problem there. And obviously our feisty little redhead, shout out to her family, the Bowler Transport. They are flat out with the heavy haulage, moving machinery, containers and stuff that people are now having home offices. Obviously I've got one. But the business development, well, that's about mindset, that's about creating new ideas, taking your business from where it is to where you want to be, working out how you can adapt and think outside the box, bringing a consultant and going, right, this is what I'm thinking, this is what I'm doing. We come in with best working practices from other industries and other sectors to make you grow. Coaching, mindset, attitude, behaviour, self-limiting beliefs, hypnotherapy, Reiki, even spiritual healing have taken you from where you are to where you want to be, working on what's inside that you can take the positives from and develop and grow. The horse transport I mentioned, virtually at a stationary. Luckily enough, we've got all new equipment, so it's being serviced, it's being cleaned, it's being parked up, ready to go out again, and we can do the vet's jobs, so that's not really a problem. The big haulage, as you can imagine, I've kept saying this, people are on the buttons doing the lockdown, so the big haulage trucks are up and down. Even I'm jumping in with one of my clients and driving most nights. They've got so much work on, you know, containers and trailers in and out of customers. Was it a customer of theirs on Wednesday? They went from 200 or 300 orders a day to 800 with the lockdown. People now being at home, furloughs being extended, so parcels and equipment and clothing and stuff ready for Christmas, they have gone up, like I say, from 200 orders a day to 800. One of the other clients I went to for them normally fills up a van, maybe a little 7.5 tonner. They were filling up an Arctic full of remote control cars, Scalextric set, train sets, you name it, it was going out. The minute it was landing, it was going out. And even the cycle places, you know, it's just immense. So the haulage industry is just doing what it can. It ain't got time to think at the moment, but I'm asking some of them to take a step back, you know, and while it's good, put some money away, put some stuff away, think about the future, think about when this comes back down. If it comes back down, we've got to think about it going up. How do we adapt and develop? But if it comes back down, how can we adapt and develop? Got to have a plan A and a plan B. So in a roundup, create your own environment, create your own behaviour, create your own culture of where you want to go and where you want to be. Now the next video I'm going to talk about our sporting athletes, what we need for them, and obviously it's going to be the first time I've ever done a little bit of a sales pitch, because obviously businesses need to understand that sport next year will be happening. Obviously through mental health reasons, golf will come back on, equine, running, shooting, fishing, cricket, golf, motorsports will all come back on, and you need, as a business, that's going to be your way of advertising. More and more youngsters, well, according to the FT and the Guardian and various others, more and more youngsters are foregoing the TV. They're using their online, they're using YouTube, they're using, you know, either Manchester United TV, McLaren TV. Most sports have now got their own TV channels online, and that's where the youngsters are going to watch, Google, etc. So if you're a smart business, you're going to be thinking outside the box and going, I need to advertise, not necessarily in a daily paper or a magazine or something that comes local. you need to be looking at sport and other ways of developing. With that said, we'll talk about that in the next video. So take care, enjoy the amazing weekend that we've got, and look forward to chatting to you more in the future.